should have done this a long time ago.
You're going to be playing Picard again in a new Star Trek series, which is we're all excited about, I think. I remember the Next Generation finale. We got to see an older Picard in that series. What's it like revisiting the future of a character that you've played a version of once before?
It's fascinating. I remember vividly those scenes in the episode was called All Good Things. And I grew a beard and they made me up old. I looked older then, 18 years ago, than I don't think I'm saying too much, than I will in the upcoming series, because this. Jean-Luc Picard and Patrick Stewart are the same age. So I have little to worry about in that sense, but it was a difficult decision because although I loved being Picard and working on that series for 7 years was a great experience with a wonderful cast and production team. I mean, there have been so many proposals of, we'd like to have you in your uniform in this show, sure. Comedy shows and all that kind of thing. And I've always said, nope, no, I'm done. And I agreed to a meeting with the people who were going to produce this new version of Star Trek only because I wanted to seriously and respectfully explain to them why I was turning the project down. But in that first meeting, which maybe lasted an hour and a half or so, I heard just enough to realize that this was something very unusual. And I was intrigued. And I said, listen, would you ask them to put something on paper? The different story ideas were coming up so that I could really have time to look about and study what they want to do. Well, they did, and I think I got about 16 pages. To say I was hooked wouldn't be quite true, but I was extremely interested. But I still wanted to know more. What I was afraid of was, in some way, this is going to be jokey. And I don't want to do that. I respect the work we did on Next Generation. And it changed my life in every way. I said, you know what? I think I'm up for this. But I'd asked a lot of questions and the answers were all very satisfying. And I was struck by how clever these people were I was talking to, who could tell a narrative very well and seemed to be tuned into what an actor might need to hear. So I signed on. I've been in the writer's room for a total of 3 weeks in the last couple of months. The work that's being done there is extraordinary. I just sit and listen. I mean, these clever guys' ideas going backwards and forwards, like, what if? Nah, that wouldn't work. What if? What we have coming up is exciting. It's exciting for me because it excites me as an actor. Oh, the story is great. And I could be so careful what I say, or they'll skin me alive if I say the wrong things. But it references the present day at times. And that's all I can say, really. Right. I'm not saying we're in the present day, we're not, right. We're not. But the world that we find Jean-Luc Picard in is not quite the world that we left him in.